All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fill in Your Cup. I'm your host, Calvin.
And I'm your other host, David.
And today, we want to talk about GameStop, GameStonk, Robin Hood, Don't Stop, GameStop. For this episode. So, last month or end of last month, January, GameStop went up pretty high. They closed the month with a whopping 1,625% gain. And that's all thanks to a group of, average investors like us who follow a forum called Wall Street Bets on Reddit. So the power of the people, right? A collective endeavor went up to the went up to the stock market willy dilly, bought up this stock, drove it up just to give the hedge funds a big middle finger, um, to the hedge funds, because they've been shorting the stock heavily, making billions and millions off the stock market. So it worked. It sent the big hedge funds into a complete frenzy. They didn't know what to do. They just keep buying more into the position to cover their losses, and that again drove up the prices more and more and more. Um, and people who are in the stock, the average investors, saw gains, and they're not selling because their money are doubling, tripling, and things like that. So it's been a wild, wild week. So that led to one of many stock brokerages. They said, hey, enough's enough. We got to put a little end to this. So they halted trading or reduced trading to like they can only buy like one share, I think, for like a day. But you can still sell, but you can't buy anymore. So that helps, the hedge funds kind of um, cover their losses even more. And yeah, so that's a little summary on what you guys missed out. So what do you think about that, Dave? How do you feel about that whole episode of trading, the free market?
I mean, I feel like you already covered everything, so I think we're good on this episode, guys. But like on the real, it's funny how this works, right? Because so these Wall Street Redditors, investors, they saw that GameStop was being shorted up the wazoo, right? They were shorted more than 100% of available float. So that's just you're just, I mean, taking 100% away from something already. That's everything already, right? But then these hedge funds says, nah, man, we want more than 100%, right? So we want to double down and take more, right? So it's kind of like it's like a long time. It's a long time coming, right? Because it's like these investors are like, yo, this can't be legal, right? First of all, we don't even know if this is legal. Like, if you can short a company more than 100%. Secondly, it's pretty funny because when this was going on, right? Like in back of my mind, I was like, damn, a lot of people is gonna lose money on this because whether you're short or long, it's just super volatile, right? And I'm happy that a lot of people made money. Like my dad was one of these investors. You can call him investor. I call them gamblers, right? These gamblers who bought GameStop and hoping the price will go up. And luckily he made it out okay, right? He made some profits by trading this. But then end of the day, like the house always wins. The house always wins. GameStop went to a high of like $430 roughly, like 400 something. And right now it's trading at what, $60. So yes, like when these situation happens, I think it's like once in a lifetime type of scenario. I don't remember last time something like this happened, but I'm sure there was, but not in this dramatic event, right? And it's kind of like it's fun to see. I'm happy for these hedge funds who I hope they lost a lot of money, but I don't know. No one really knows how much they really lost because like on this one of those trading days, like they talked to one of the homies, right? Robin Hood. They're like, hey, yo, man, uh, stop people from buying this goddamn stock, right? And then Robin Hood's like, yes, your wish is my command, and they just like, boom, no more buying. You can only sell. So and then like Robin Hood, they put out this PR statement saying, oh, the only reason we did that was there's a liquidity issue, right? We didn't have the money to to transact all these trades and stuff, which is like I think that's totally fine if you halted trading on both sides, but you only halted trading on the buy side. So that's kind of like no one's buying that bullshit, man. And I think I mean like I mean you use Robinhood, right, Calvin? Like Robinhood was the first brokerage that introduced zero fees, and that's why everybody fucking love it, right? Because it's zero trading fees, right? Now all the brokerage is all trade or zero trading fees, like Schwab, TD America, everybody's $0 trading fee. So Robinhood doesn't really have that advantage anymore. And now that they pulled this stunt, where I mean, Robinhood, you're supposed to steal from the rich and give to the poor, right? Instead, you're stealing from the poor and you give it to the rich. So I think hopefully they take a really big PR hit, and like I just hope they lose like a lot of fucking business and money, because like I don't know, it just seems dirty, right? It seems like a dirty tactic. And when you're pride, I mean, I don't know if they sold themselves as for the people, but you call yourself Robin Hood. It's kind of like that kind of like the narrative that you are supposed to help the people. It's kind of there, right? But I mean, so what do you think, Calvin? Like did you partake in this frenzy, or and I mean, like it's over now, kind of, right? It's basically over now. So what's your take on this? I mean,
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, so going back to also your statement, you could release all the PR statements in the world, but actions speak louder than words, and what they did was unspeakable.
unforgivable.
So yeah, I did not. I was not one of the piranhas in this feeding frenzy that was nibbling off the carcass. No.
Hey, yo, the teats of the hedge fund.
No, but I was a believer, as you know, as I mentioned in one of our episodes, that I was already in Bed Bath and Beyond. Um, and I was in it early, and I believe that stock was, max 30, sub $30 stock. So I was a believer. I held up to that, and if it reaches that goal, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna collect my profits and head out. So I woke up one day. Not only did it hit that goal, it exceeded that goal. It went up to a north of 50 something dollars. So, but stupid me, I held it. It didn't go up even more, and then as it dipped, I took profits. Um, so not knowingly, I was part of that frenzy, but in the right reasons, not the speculative reasons like most people did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because a couple other stocks got short squeezed too, right? And that's just kind of like it's kind of like a domino effect. When one stock gets short squeezed, everybody's like, what about these other stocks like who are getting shorted up the wazoo, right? So that's great for investors like you who believe that. First of all, you believe in the company itself. Bed Bath & Beyond, I never shopped there before, but I heard they have really good scented candles. So shout out to the scented candles. Well,
There you go.
yeah, this is like I'm not saying it's easy money, but in a sense, you can see see the writing on the wall, right? Like when something like this happens, it's like a domino effect. First you saw GameStop, right? And you're like, what other stocks are getting shorted off the wazoo? And then, I mean, you're already an early believer of it because you're already in Bed Bath & Beyond before this whole fiasco started. But then, I mean, you thought it was an undervalued company. You can't say the same for GameStop or AMC because undervalued I don't know if they're undervalued, but they were getting abused. So, but in your case, right, you believe that it was undervalued stock, and you bought it, and you got rewarded. I'm not saying it always work out like this, but like these are kind of like trading opportunities or trading strategies that you can look at, and it's like what better event than this domino event, like short squeeze? That's like the hot topic for like the last month and a half. So that's kind of like I just like it just opened up my eyes as an investor. Like, hey, trends are a thing, and then that was the trend. So moving forward, Calvin, how do you feel about these stocks that are getting shorted? And I guess, do you think they will continue to get squeezed, or do you think they will get like revert back to normal and back to the basement?
That's a great question. So I'm looking at this article right now. The forum Wall Street Bets on Reddit has surpassed over 6.5 million uh,
Users, right?
people. Yeah, subscribers in that forum. So, hey, power to the people. It's, all it takes is one guy to say, hey, we're gonna buy this stock collectively, and it might happen again. So stay tuned.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
like,
really sketchy though. That's kind of like the herd mentality.
yeah,
And the thing is, like, you don't want to be the last. You don't want to be the last sheep out, right? Because you're gonna get
no,
you're gonna get slaughtered for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's interesting though. Like
yeah,
you can maybe pay attention to the forums to see what's hot and what's not.
yeah,
Um, it does sound like a cult moving forward because they gather they have like a lot of momentum behind them, and it is like a cult mentality. It's like we're gonna all do this together and we're gonna all do this. So in a way, people are saying that this could be like collusion because you're colluding with other people to do something. But I mean, like, yo, this is freaking free market, man. Just don't hate the player, hate the game. There is no rules. I said that you can't collude. The only rules saying you cannot inside trade. And I'm sure a lot of people in the government they are a big fan of insider trading. So yeah. So I guess to wrap this up, I think short squeeze will always be there, but just the opportunity will arise when like you said, when you see a collective people aiming to one goal, even though it's like a funny goal where you're buying like a really depressed stock and trying to drive the price up. That just
yeah,
shows like as humanity, right? We can achieve anything as long as we put our collective power together.
yep, yep. I agree. So yeah, so as investors, or traders, you want to definitely look out for the trends, But as investors, don't stray away from the fundamentals, right? Still look at the balance sheet, still make sure the company's taking profits, revenues, and no debt and all that. So don't stray away from your due diligence and do your homework.
Yeah, I mean that's great advice.
Yeah,
Stick to the fundamentals, and you can speculate. You can speculate on some stocks, but just when you're speculating, just the risk of losing money is I say is higher. I mean, when you're investing, there's always a really big risk of losing money, right? Because no stock is immune to volatility, right? Whether up or down. But just trade smart, man. Like what I learned is that after if I'm just say if I'm up like 100% on stock, I'm gonna take like maybe I might sell half my position and then see where it goes from there. Cause one I can either I can buy back in at a lower price, or two if it's a good runner, I could buy it back in at a higher price too. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you already took profits, right? So yeah. Any closing remarks?
no, stay tuned for another episode of Filling Your Cup. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for these stocks to the moon.
All right. See you next time, bro. Peace.
Yep.